They're pretty sure we win too. They didn't even see our all runs. Where are you going, Is It Turns? Don't you want to play? Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. Mono Blue is in his house. Wizards Bounce. We've got some really cool cards to tie this deck together. Previously, it was missing a lot, and we were forced to go into Simic with the addition of green. Not today. This is Mono Blue Bounce. A lot of fun. Wizard Tribal, you can call it if you want as well. In today's video, we'll not only break down the deck list and reveal the strategies and synergies held within it, but we'll also showcase it within Mythic rank, which is really cool, against not only the best decks in the meta, but also the best players in the entire game, which is great. So thank you all again, really appreciate it. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button, it helps the channel immensely. Subscribe if you want to see more great content like this in the future, and maybe even join our community Discord, available within the Linktree link in the description below. Cheers. The Wizard's Bounce is a 60 card standard best of 1, 3.9 average mana value, 15 creatures to 21 non-creatures with 24 land deck. It revolves around bouncing our opponents and our own permanents just to prolong the game and then eventually compile all of that value in on top of their noggins. New cards within the deck that really tie it around, and I think really the only new card in the deck is Consuming Tide for 4 mana as sorcery. Each player chooses a non-land permanent they control, return all non-land permanents not chosen this way to their owner's hand whenever you draw, and then you draw a card if they have more cards in their hand than you do. This is absolutely amazing, and it is everything that we were missing. We're tying it together with things like the Cyclone Summoner, and when it enters the battlefield, if we cast it from our hand, return all permanents to their owner's hand, except for wizards, giants, and lands. The nice thing about our build is we have a wizard tribal, like I mentioned. So Lyre, Disciple of the Drowned, is a wizard, cannot be countered, spells cannot be countered in general once she's in play. I should say that because she herself can be countered, but once she's in play, she cannot be, right? There's a serious distinction there. And then we can cast instances and sorceries from our grave. If we do, they go into exile. That's so sick for replayability. We also have the Malevolent Hermit, a 2/1 human wizard, and we can pay 1 to sacrifice it to counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 3. So typically we would have this in play Lyre on turn 6 if they counter Lyre, which is their only opportunity to deal with her, because they're going to be spending their available mana to do so as well, right? Unless there's a rare occasion where they'll have the availability to cast 2 spells, but that is unlikely. This is going to protect it as it enters play, and then everything else untaps, right? Both the Hermit and the Geist are wizards, which are great, so they're not being bounced with the Cyclone Summoner. As the Geist, a 2/2 with flying, non-creature spells you control cannot be countered, which is great as well. So we have more bounce within the deck, not just a couple wizards. Before we get to the bounce though, Glasspool Mimic can be played as a wizard. It is a rogue, but it can enter as a copy of the Hermit. It can also, and this is most ideal, enter as a copy of the Cyclone Summoner. It's still being cast from our hand, which triggers the ETB effect. Amazing. So, it's like you're having 8 Cyclone Summoners in your deck, which is crazy. Another note on that bounce before we get to the other synergies in the deck. Consuming Tide can bounce your Cyclone Summoner back to your hand so you can rebounce everything later, right? So there is a ton of availability just to be bouncing everything. It's insane. We have Divide by 0. This can bounce off of the stack, which is really nice. Just send it right back to their hand before it enters play. We can also Learn, which takes us to the sideboard for lessons. Walrus Disruption is a land plus a early game counterspell, which is nice. Keep in mind that once the Lyre is in play, you will not be countering any spells. That's where we have all that bounce in play for. And then Alrund's Epiphany, once you get things going, you've bounced 20 mana value back to their hand, they can only replay 5, 6, 7 of it, then it's just Alrund's Epiphany time, right? And you can get down and dirty with a bunch of those from the Foretell Zone or Exile, as it will cost 2 less at that point, which is nice. And then, you know, finishing off with Hall of the Storm Giants, just like we normally would. Field of Ruin to clean up the other creature-based lands our opponent may have, and also other copies of Field of Ruin. So if they have a Field of Ruin, just destroy their Field of Ruin so it can't destroy your Hall. Of course, you'll need to have that Hall in your hand to withhold it from them, or else they'll just tap their own, and, you know, that's no good, right? So play around that. But, you know, just make sure that those halls survive. Sideboard, it's the same as it's ever been. Environmental Sciences, Teachings, Prophecy, Mascot Exhibition. Just getting down and dirty is a couple different options for us. Keep in mind that the Mascot Exhibitions is great to, you know, hold off those blockers, but you will be probably bouncing everything back to your hand at a certain point, potentially. So that's the deck, right? There's nothing really new here other than the greatest card within Mono Blue, other than the Kraken this set, Consuming Tide. Kraken could go in the deck, but it's a little expensive. It's not a wizard, and the Consuming Tide, it just gets the job done. And great news, we have a Kraken deck coming out next for you guys after today's video, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. And like the video while you're down there. So with this deck tech out of the way, I hope you learned a little bit about the Wizards Bounce in Crimson Vow. We'll showcase it now, like I said, within the Mythic meta. And then afterwards, we'll wrap up with our final thoughts, you know, channel news, and where we're going to take this deck into the future. So leave all those thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. What do you think of the deck? How could we improve it, right? Those are the things I'm really interested in. And yeah, enjoy. On the draw again. I'd say the hand looks nice, but it depends how fast our opponent wants to go. A red land is not good. Followed up by blue lands, even better. LOL. There's an all-runs. We keep hitting our land drops, that is nice. We're just playing the land your go style of match. We bounce at end step. And we take Sciences. Grab the island. Play the island. Now we're sitting on 0 again. I'm not sure how well Consuming Tide is going to work against this deck. They don't have a ton of creatures. Just bounce it again. They could worry. Interesting. I love that land. Don't want to ever miss a land drop. I'd rather Memory Deluge, I think. Okay. If we Deluge on their turn, you know, that could pull a counterspell. There's a possibility that we should have done this before the egg hit. They have 4 available mana. Expected Windfall. That's 4 on top of the egg, plus they make those treasures. Too early for Liar. We just hold up the counterspell, probably. I think that's our best bet. They have 6, 7, 8 available mana. player or planeswalker only. They could pay to get around the counterspell.
Yep, I'm basically a professional at saving Innistrad by now.
1 damage to us. We're at 23. They gain a mana. They just throw it away. Let's just try it. Guarantee there's a counterspell here. Saw it coming. We can't protect with the Hermit for 1. Right, not enough land. And I don't want All Run to be countered. I'd rather just kind of sacrifice one of our 2 summoners. If we do Consuming Tide, they sack the treasures. Flip the dragon, bounce Chandra back to their hand. Okay, so this is flipped. Gets bounced with all their treasures. Not bad. Not bad. We get really lucky there. That's awesome. So lucky. Like, we can't even... Oh, wrong thing. I'm just gonna move myself over a little bit. Maya? Oh. Cat cam is not set up. That is the cat stool. What did they cast? I didn't even notice. Draconic Intervention. Nice. That's really good. Chandra out. 1 damage to us. They make a mana.
Means I didn't come here to fight.
Fire out. Since they're tapped. And pass over, right? Yeah. Well, have we played a land this turn? No. So we actually science. Grab an island. Play the island, and then we have double Fading Hope. That'll be alright. They have a ton of mana. Maybe we should have held up to counter a double turn with a 0. But as long as we can protect Liar, that should be enough. Egg out. They have to double target Liar, or yeah, maybe even triple. They have to double target while this is on the stack before it goes to the grave. They add mana. They're up to 7. Are they just taking a double turn? Just all run, or what's going on? Can't be countered. Back to our hands. That fizzles. Egg is at 5. They have 2 mana. We just Liar again, right? That gives us access to our beloved sideboard. We've not played a land this turn. We have 5. Takes us down to 4, which is acceptable. Oh, we did play a land this turn. Oops. You have to, like, it takes a bit for it to pop up. It's okay. We still have Divide. I was hoping to hold up Divide and Fading Hope. Land in play. They have access to 3 cards here. We have value, but we really need to deal with these. We have plenty of life as well. Bounce Liar. Take an Exhibition. Archaics is useless right now. They have 4 mana, a 4/4 with Chandra. Exile the top 5 cards of your library. We have to deal with this right away, right? We don't want that to
So I'm a little
ultimate.
hot-headed. So what?
They have 2 cards left. We have 11 mana. Cyclone Summoner hits. Boom! Shakalaka. I love it. I absolutely love that. Hold Up Memory Deluge. Our hand is pretty full at 6 already. Let's just dump some goods to the side. That's 2 all runs we've collected so far. Liar can access the board here soon for our graveyard. Playing around a lot of really good spells here, which is nice. Another egg. Draconic Intervention. Deal 4 damage. They have to exile another Magma Opus. We have Hall of the Storm Giants as well if we want to start taking our Epiphanies. It's a rewarding deck to beat. Very rewarding deck to beat. These friggin' eggs, man. They're going for it. Did they just beat us here? Did they just beat us? Nice. They might. Oh my god. Bad, 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 bad. That's how good this deck is. It's like, oh, I win. No, it depends on this draw. But they get another draw after it, right? Chandra's gone. We have 3 cards. 2 that we cannot see. 10 mana. They could draw. Like, it could be another iteration. They could play to 11. Gives them 4 available mana. Chandra generates mana as well. We have 21 life, though. That's the only thing probably keeping us in this. We have plenty of life, and that's good. Okay, they go with Chandra, down to 7, up to 8, potentially 9 if there's a land in hand. Or they draw one. What's going on, Willis? What you got? What you got, Willis? Can Chandra draw? Yeah, Chandra can plus. They go for mana and damage instead of the draw, though, so they must already have an answer. Question mark? Imagine being roped this hard and they just have another all-round. Okay, so we lose the summoner. They're down to 1 mana. So we win. I'm pretty sure we win. They're pretty sure we win, too. They didn't even see our all runs. Where you going, is it, turns? Don't you want to play? Nice. On the draw. Always on the draw. What a great feeling. Mimic is a land here, probably. I don't want a brick. So let's just play slow. Working into a divide by 0. We have Consuming Tide. Consuming Tide is the best when you already have a blocker in play. Really slow start for us. Playing against our favorite deck. All-time favorite deck, right? We are picking up those lands nicely. It's a 6. We do need 7. Divide can pull sciences. We are looking for hulls. Yikes. Let's just send it back. We'll grab a mascot exhibition. They don't get a land? That's what they were looking for with the memory deluge. Oh, they don't even try to pull at main phase. Pass our turn. Maybe this Mimic should sneak in there because we already have 2 summoners. Yeah, you know what? Like, just here's a mascot exhibition. Counter that if you want. Next turn we'll have 8, which means Liar can enter with a divide in graveyard for us. They're tapping out. Oh my gosh, we have 9 damage in play. 9 power, baby. Ooh, that's a... getting tossed, though. It's already in exile, so they can't foretell it. They should have put it in their hand. Oh, that cannot feel good! They need to counter this. It's either counter Liar or burn our field. Oh, no. No, no, no. Not like this. Not like this. Yikes. We have lethal next turn. 12 damage in play. 12 power. We just bounce Liar. Or, since they have no more white mana available, we just bounce Doomscar because they can't recast it. Oh, they divide our divide. So we would have lost them all anyways. Okay, that was good, that was good, that was good. You dog. No bounce here, but it's in play. Fading Hope it, or... That's fine if they do. I'm hoping they throw their mascot down, and we have another giant. That would be alright. We have Consuming Tide as well, potentially. Interesting. A little bit confused. I mean, they could Fading Hope it. 14 damage, it is lethal. It's the horror, and the horror kills one, except for we can bounce it ourselves for lethal. It's the loot, my friend. We'll see you on the other side. I feel evil playing this deck, and I love it. You guys think we're going to win this match? Top 100 player. What deck do you think they're running? Mono white, mono green? Is it turns? Hopefully something original, and that would probably beat us best. They go first. We have nothing. We have to mulligan this. Keep 6. Toss one Epiphany. I know, it seems weird, right? But we need the Hermit. We need the land for sure. And we need a Summoner. Is it turns? I hate you so much. Let's toss this because we're not going to play the Hermit into a Wari. That would be so sad. So we'll just wait till next turn. This is such a good deck. They lose the Pyre. Hermit is active. We have counterspell available. Unless they pay 3. It is only non-creature, though. I mean, it dies anyways. Let's go out on our own terms. Right, we don't have the use for that 1 mana. Yikes. Might be a turn early to play that with no protection, but yeah, let's just keep throwing these cards in play. Expressive Iteration. That's good, that's good. That's their second Expressive Iteration this match as well. Yikes. And then we lose our Geist, which is or not incoincidentally, but it's a wizard and I like it. Alright, we go to 7 here. They're at 6. 5 untapped here. We need them to... Well, we don't even have a graveyard. Just go for it. Remember that Wari's Disruption I was talking about earlier? No! That probably just won them the game. I was thinking if we, you know, just go for it, we can hit them with the land right after. Ah, okay. A second Wari's Disruption? I'm gonna pass out. That physically hurts. That physically hurts, man. That physically hurts me. They can't pay ward, so we just hit for 7. At least that's something, Mac. Oh, nice. Remember that time we didn't hold up Wari's Disruption and our opponent tapped out? We could have divided and Wari'd there. But I was being greedy. So the meta remains unchanged. That's a good game. We could have interrupted that nicely, but they're swinging back for another 17? Yeah, Wizards. Wizards. I mean, admittedly, I'm using Epiphany too, but copying it should be illegal. Like, this spell cannot be copied. It needs a subtext on Epiphany. Any turn card needs a subtext that says, this spell cannot be copied. Boom! Problem solved! You're welcome. You're welcome, Wizards. I gotcha. I gotcha. On the draw, land looks good. Hand is really good. Let's see how many mono white matchups we get beat by. Not a great deck to play against, as Sir Bounce a lot. Let's just bounce it before they take the boast, right? Just get that out of there. This is what it is. Oof. 2 spirits, 2 double casts. Yikes. That's really good. Hit for 2 as well. We have a class, but this is cast, not enters. So that sucks. Let's just bounce a spirit. Take a science for the life gain. Big hits. Making me so sad. Another double cast. Please. Assuming tied off the top? No. I mean, we do have the answer for that, but it's not gonna hit. Did we just die 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 with the Haven? We're dead. We are just straight up deaded. Good game. Now they went so hard here. There's nothing we're doing here. Just show ourselves up. Holy Toledo's, what a deck. Alright, so the deck is absolute fire. And I know that the Hullbreaker should go in this deck. Right, the Hullbreaker Horror should absolutely be here. It's a little expensive, and the Summoner does bounce it. It's nice that the Summoner... Man, I just don't know. I just don't know. How can we fit the Horror in here? That's the problem that I have. And it is also super expensive. But it's so good. Do we just take Alrund's Epiphany out and play the Horror? And be like, I'm cooler than playing with Alrund's Epiphany? That's the only thing I can think of. We need all the bounce. We need the interaction. But... you know, maybe Epiphany hits the road jack and you don't come back and we just play the Hullbreaker Horror. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I really do appreciate it. Like the video to help support me as a creator. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on great content just like this in the future. And join our community Discord. Partake in the contests, the giveaways, and the tournaments, all for free with great cash prizes. Thanks again. We'll see you soon in the next. Have a magical day.